Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Whispering English. Take a deep, calming breath and settle in comfortably right now. Imagine looking down from the sky upon vast, unforgiving deserts, towering mountain ranges frozen in ice, and endless expanses of steppes and open plains. Now, picture long, winding lines of camels, merchants, diplomats, and adventurers walking step by step across these brutal landscapes. They are not marching for war. They are carrying precious bundles of silk, exotic spices, glittering jade, and fragile glassware. They are forging a vast network of connections that span thousands of miles. This was not a single paved highway, but a legendary web of desert tracks, mountain trails, and oasis towns. Today, we trace the incredible history of the Silk Road, the ancient trade network that bridged continents, united empires, and sparked the first great era of globalization. Let us journey together across the sands of time to explore how ancient merchants connected China, Rome, and the world. Our story begins more than 2,000 years ago during the Han Dynasty in ancient China, around the 2nd century BC. At that time, China faced a constant and dangerous threat from nomadic tribes living to the north, particularly the Xiongnu Confederation. In response to this strategic crisis, Emperor Wu of Han made a bold decision. He sent a royal envoy and diplomat named Zhang Qian on a perilous mission deep into the unknown Western territories. Zhang Qian's primary goal was to find potential allies who could help the Han Empire defeat the northern nomads. Instead of finding reliable military partners, Zhang Qian discovered something far more valuable. He encountered thriving civilizations in Central Asia, kingdoms in modern-day Uzbekistan and Afghanistan, and powerful empires that possessed magnificent horses of extraordinary strength and speed. When Zhang Qian returned to the imperial court in Chang'an after years of captivity and hardship, he brought back detailed maps, incredible stories, and a vision of a wider world waiting to trade. The engine that drove this massive transcontinental network was a single, highly coveted material, silk. For centuries, the ancient Chinese had guarded the secret of silk production with absolute secrecy. The delicate fabric was woven from the cocoons of mulberry silkworms, a meticulous craft punishable by death for anyone who attempted to smuggle silkworms or eggs out of China. To the wealthy elite of the Roman Empire, silk was an object of absolute obsession and luxury. Roman senators, emperors, and patricians were willing to pay its weight in gold for the shimmering, feather-light garments that draped elegantly over the body. Roman historians frequently complained about the massive drain on the imperial treasury as gold flowed eastward out of Rome to pay for foreign silk. Yet, despite the astronomical costs and the extreme dangers of the journey, the demand never slowed down. A vast, multinational supply chain sprang into existence, moving fabric hand to hand across thousands of miles. To travel from China to the West, merchants had to survive one of the most hostile environments on planet Earth, the Taklamakan Desert. Its name translates chillingly into the local Uyghur language as "you go in, but you do not come out." It is a place of shifting dunes, blistering daytime heat, freezing nighttime temperatures, and terrifying sandstorms that could swallow an entire caravan. To bypass this deadly obstacle, traders navigated a dangerous path along the northern and southern rims of the desert, hopping from one fragile mountain-fed oasis town to the next. Cities like Dunhuang, Turpan, Kashgar, and Khotan became legendary trading hubs. These oasis towns were melting pots of humanity where merchants spoke dozens of different languages, traded foreign currencies, and rested their exhausted pack animals. Buddhist monks, Nestorian Christians, Zoroastrian priests, and Islamic scholars crossed paths in these bustling markets, turning the desert way stations into cradles of profound cultural exchange. By the 1st century AD, at the height of the Roman Empire and the Han Dynasty, goods were moving continuously between the Pacific Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. Yet, direct contact between the two superpowers was extremely rare. Very few individual travelers ever walked the entire length of the Silk Road from end to end. Instead, commerce operated through a relay system of middlemen. Chinese merchants carried goods to the borders of Central Asia, where nomadic tribes and Sogdian traders took over, transporting the wares across mountain passes to Persian merchants. The Persians then handed the goods over to Roman traders in the Levant or Egypt. Despite the lack of direct communication, each empire was keenly aware of the other's existence. Roman writers described the mysterious Syries, the people of silk, who lived at the eastern edge of the earth, while Chinese records referred to Rome as the Qin, imagining it as a magnificent Western counterpart to their own great civilization. While silk, spices, porcelain, and glass were the primary physical commodities traded along the route, the most enduring legacy of the Silk Road was intangible. Ideas, religions, technologies, and art traveled silently alongside the merchant caravans. Buddhism, originating in India, traveled north along the trade routes, taking root across Central Asia and eventually transforming Chinese culture, architecture, and philosophy. Islam later spread eastward through similar commercial pathways, reshaping the spiritual landscape of Central and South Asia. Scientific knowledge, mathematics, and astronomy flowed in all directions. Crucial technologies, such as papermaking, gunpowder, the compass, and printing, slowly migrated from China across Islamic lands and eventually into medieval Europe, forever altering the trajectory of human history. Even devastating invisible passengers traveled along these paths, as trade routes inadvertently facilitated the spread of pandemic diseases like the Antonine Plague and the Black Death. The vitality of the Silk Road was always tied to the stability of the great empires that protected it. When the Han Dynasty and the Roman Empire were strong, the routes were safe, heavily patrolled, and flourishing with commerce. When those empires fractured into civil war and barbarian invasions, banditry soared, oasis towns were abandoned, and trade ground to a halt. Centuries later, the network experienced a magnificent golden renaissance under the Pax Mongolica in the 13th century. The Mongol Empire united nearly the entire Eurasian landmass under a single administrative system, allowing legendary travelers like Marco Polo and Ibn Battuta to journey safely from one end of the known world to the other. However, as gunpowder empires rose and the Mongol grip weakened, overland travel grew increasingly dangerous and unpredictable. By the late 15th century, the overland Silk Road faced a fatal challenger, the ocean. European explorers, driven by a desperate desire to bypass Ottoman taxes and find direct maritime routes to the wealth of Asia, mastered the open seas. When Vasco da Gama rounded the southern tip of Africa to reach India, and Christopher Columbus crossed the Atlantic in search of a western passage, the age of global maritime trade was born. Ships could carry vastly more cargo in a single voyage than thousands of desert camels ever could, and they could do it faster and with fewer armed escorts. Slowly, the bustling oasis towns of Central Asia fell into silence. The desert reclaimed the old tracks, the ancient way stations crumbled into dust, and the legendary Silk Road faded from active commerce into the realm of myth and memory. Today, the footprints of ancient merchants have long since vanished beneath the shifting sands, but the legacy of the Silk Road remains deeply embedded in our modern world. It proved that human societies have never lived in complete isolation, and that cultural exchange and trade are the true driving forces of human progress. Even now, modern nations are looking back to history, investing billions to rebuild railways, highways, and energy pipelines along those very same ancient corridors. Thank you for joining me on this expansive historical journey on the Whispering English. If this exploration of ancient trade and human connection touched your mind and heart, please subscribe to our channel. We are here to learn together, grow together, and uncover the true stories behind our shared human heritage. Tell me in the comments, if you could join an ancient merchant caravan traveling across the Silk Road, which city along the route would you most want to visit? Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep exploring.